Hey gang, it's Seth. I may have another video today. I'm not sure. It's been a rough week, and then not only in a bad way. I kind of say that a lot. It's been tough. Maybe I don't know semantics. The gist of it, well, not the gist. One big thing is today, for example, my daughter has a baseball game, um, and that's been a lot. I'm not going to go into it because it's going to get away from this video. So thank you for bearing with me. I want to talk about reality and I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't know this gentleman's intentions, and I'll get around to that at the end. But in this conversation with the reporter, the truth comes out, and I'm just gonna play it and talk more about it after. So let's launch into this. This is a police chief. I don't know about Chicago specifically and Illinois if they have district chiefs or whatever. I know they have things like aldermen, which blah blah blah. So I don't know if he's the police chief for all of um, Chicago or a certain district. He uses a couple weird terms that I'm not super familiar with from here. So, but I'm so in my head, this is the police chief of Chicago, and then the mayor at the end for some context. Watch the whole video. It's worth it, and it puts it in a lot more. You get the whole picture. I'm not one who likes to say, watch this. What am I going into? 2-minute clip of a 23-minute video, and it'll all make sense because it's not the truth. I'm focusing on this point, and it's a very informative video. But let's launch into this. So after a night of rioting, after an individual was shot in Chicago after fleeing and then firing at police. The police returned fire and shot him, didn't kill him, from what I understand, at least as of right now. From what I heard, the person's still alive. So riots. Now after that, this conference was this morning. So again, watch it. I'll link it below, and here we go.
So again, I made this point in my comments. These looters act as if there are no consequences to their behavior. And they based it on what happened previously, that we made a lot of arrests.
The reason I say the context is important is he was not really asked this question. And I'm going to tie that to the end of why I think that's very important. He wasn't directly asked about this.
During May and June. And not many of those cases were prosecuted to the fullest extent. And I think that's my point and the mayor's point. We have to have consequences for the arrests that Chicago police officers make through great threat to their own safety. They're being shot at to make these arrests. And these looters, these thieves, these criminals are emboldened by no consequences in the criminal system. They get released. Many charges get dropped. And so they feel emboldened to do it more. That is not a consequence of the officers not making the arrest. The officers are making the arrest. The consequences are once prosecution and sentencing comes up, there's no consequence. So we would.
That's why I say the context is important, because the question he was asked was about preparedness for this again, and he kind of started talking about this. Now he's backtracking to what the actual question was.
We would argue that let's have the criminal justice system here deliver a strong
and now he's on that tangent again
to these criminals that there will be consequences for your behavior.
It almost sounds as though.
Now, like I say, that let's just go on here. But I say that truth started to creep in there about what he was saying is what needs to happen going forward, which is saying these people that are committing these crimes actually need to be put in jail, not like we've been doing. So that's what I'm saying. He wasn't asked about what happened in the past, but the guy was asking what we need to do to be more prepared in the upcoming. So again, he kind of walked to this point without being asked directly about the conflict between, look, we're arresting people, then they come back out and riot, and then we arrest them at this riot, and then we let them go, and then they come back out and riot.
You're saying this is the reason we have it is because the courts and the prosecutors were not doing their job, that they were going too easy on the looters from the last time around.
Don't take it from me. Just go by what's been done.
I'm just asking
I don't
you,
want to do
is
your
that what
job
you're
for you,
saying?
but just go by what's been done. There were no consequences for the people arrested.
Now, that is so, because now I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but um, every American with any common sense has been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like why even, I can't say why arrest them, but to put police out there knowingly to arrest these people, endangering their lives, endangering the lives of the people out there protesting, because people can get hurt, excessively hurt, um, logically hurt, meaning they just went overboard and that, reaction, whatever. Um, so let me. I'm just getting it. It's so weird. We've been saying this for weeks and weeks. Everybody is in danger. So that's what I was going on about. So then you're sending the police out there to arrest these people who are now even more emboldened because they've been arrested already. They know what's going to happen, so they know they can hit this cop harder this time. Hopefully not, but this is what Americans have been saying.
Greg, let's be clear. I mean, and don't bait us, okay?
No,
Don't bait us.
Do not bait us. Do not bait us. This is a serious situation. People are concerned about their safety. Officers are concerned about their safety.
Pretend this was.
What we're saying.
This is what she should have been saying and listening to us saying weeks and weeks and weeks ago. This is what, and this is not only her. This is what all the mayors and governors and police chiefs are going to be saying in Atlanta, in Portland and Seattle, wherever else there were riots, Chicago. And again, thank you, Detroit. Thank you, everybody in Detroit, the police, the clergy, the individuals. Again, we had a shooting several weeks ago where an individual similar to this was being arrested or approached by officers, literally pulls out a gun. Before the police have a chance to react, fire off a round, and that guy gets shot. We didn't riot. There were some protests and disturbances. Obviously nothing, because if there was a big thing, people would be all about reporting it. You'd have heard about Detroit up in flames. Nothing. Thank you, Detroit. But we've been saying this for weeks, and again, you're going to start hearing it like a domino effect. I think LA is another bit hot point. A lot of these major cities where they're trying to ironically punish Black Americans. Gosh, a little more.
The thing is, as a result of what happened last night, there have to be consequences. We've got teams of people.
Has she been asleep for weeks?
Identifying
yes.
the people responsible, looking at the plates, and we're going to bring them to justice. But
and I think what it is, well, oh man, they're not riding on those poor people anymore. Those poor blacks over there, they're coming here, and now they're destroying the things we want, our cities, our investments. We can't have that. Can you guys please go riot and target the poor black people out in those areas? This is what happens when you start going after the upper level. It's wrong all of a sudden.
Our expectation,
you accidentally flipped a light switch
with a level of seriousness,
of consciousness.
Period. Don't try to bait us.
And I don't believe that. I believe they knew every moment what was happening and they were okay with it. Just so it's clear, I don't think she ignorantly didn't know that there were riots going on, and that it was bad, and that police have been hurt, innocent people have been hurt, people who maybe got in over their head have been hurt. She didn't realize this until, oh man, now they're here.
Characterize, pit one against the other. We're not playing that.
I want to end this, so I'm going to stop in a second, finish one, go back to what I was saying about the chief.
That's what we're saying, period.
I'm not trying to bait you, ma'am. I'm just asking a question that seems
relevant to every American. Now, this police chief, again.
You have another question?
Extend it with here because I started here. I don't know. I don't trust police chiefs. To me, police chiefs are generally the more political end of the spectrum. I use the comparison personally for my Marine Corps life. You have a Marine is enlisted as a Marine and an officer is a Marine, but they're two different kinds of Marines, generally speaking. Their perceptions, the maybe even the eyes in the sky, how high up they're viewing from is different. Similarly, bosses and executives, people and religious people and priests and the Pope, these people, they're just different tiers. So I don't know if he had good intentions, was walked into this, but it seemed to creep out like it was bothering him. Or I don't know if he was dumb and got baited into it, and that's why the mayor tried to jump in. Because to me, that seems like there may be a point of contention and conflict there, or he just didn't know what he was stumbling into, and the mayor started to see it. So again, I don't know if he's slower or smarter, or just maybe maybe he's not that great of intention, but in this moment, the city is more important. I don't know, but there was something to that. I'm not. Again, watch the entire video for context. I will link it below. I was gonna try and keep this below 10 minutes, and I have failed. If I don't do another video, because I do have my daughter's game today, and it's going to be a hot one on top, so I may be just drained. But I may get one in before, see how much energy I have, see what I can find. If I don't talk to y'all again, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves and the ones, not the one. Well, if you have one, love them as hard as you can. But take care of the ones you love, gang. Not everyone has that chance. Go easy.